Alright guys, let's dive into season 2 of Degrassi. First off, I wanted to make a note that I will be going through a lot of the different characters individually. I have to mention that we get new faces this season with Ellie, Craig, and Marco. We also see a little bit of Liberty still crushing on JT. And we see a bit of a rift in Jimmy and Spinner's friendship when Spinner steals Jimmy's iPod and then sells it. And now let's talk about Emma in season 2 of Degrassi. This season, she's just navigating Mr. Simpson being her stepdad now. And there are some bumps in the road, like how she accuses him of favoritism during the science fair, and then she tries to use their personal relationship to be able to stay in school after she's been suspended. Not so much a great start, but I think things are smoothing out. She also gets back together with Sean this season, and that also has a rocky beginning. His first dinner with her parents does not go well at all. Getting completely wasted was not a good look for him, but I'm glad that Emma and her mom were there for him, and I'm glad that he got his act together after that. Ashley in season 2 of Degrassi goes through some major changes. She is dealing with the consequences of the season 1 finale and has lost all her friends. So she starts hanging out with Ellie and completely changes her look. Later on, she does clear the air with her friends and apologizes to all of them, and she even starts dating Jimmy again. But it's not the same as it was before. Jimmy is not fond of Ashley's new look, and Ashley doesn't like the fact that she can't really have these deep conversations with Jimmy that go beyond the surface level high school drama type stuff. And I think they both kind of sort of try to push through that, and Ashley even goes back to her old look for a day to try and appease Jimmy. But she realizes that she really does like her new look and who she is now, and she doesn't want to be a lesser version of herself for him. And so they break up. And I'm not too broken up about it because they are just naturally growing apart. One of the new students that they focus on in season 2 of Degrassi is Craig. In this season, we see Craig dealing with his abusive father, and also we see him not being able to live with and spend time with his half-sister, who is Joey's daughter. It's actually really heartbreaking seeing him deal with all of this because he really just doesn't know what to do, and he's just trying. I'm really glad that Sean was there for him, and also really happy that Joey let Craig move in with him so he can get away from his abusive father. His dad does return later in the season, and things do start looking good between them, but unfortunately his dad goes back to his old ways. And then he ends up passing away. With all of the devastating things that Craig has been through, it's good that he has this strong support system that wants to be there for him and help him through it all. Season 2 of Degrassi brought us the beginnings of Manny and Craig. Craig is a new student this year, and Manny's got a serious crush on him. She ends up asking him out on a date, and it goes very differently depending on who you ask. This episode was fun, and I really liked the Grease vibes that we got when these two were telling their friends how the date went. And unfortunately, that's all we get of these two in this season. I'm not going to spoil anything for folks who are watching this for the first time around, but just know that this is not the end of their journey. And now let's talk about Hazel in season 2 of Degrassi, specifically what she went through on International Day. Now in this episode, all the students are getting ready to present their background/heritage to the school. And Hazel is lying about her background because she's ashamed of it. Now one of the students' projects gets defaced because she's openly Muslim. And Hazel is brought into the principal's office to be questioned about it because she's been seen teasing this girl throughout the whole episode. And I want to say that I really appreciate how they shut down all classes for the rest of the day and had the teachers have real honest conversations with the students. I realized while I was watching that that was something that would probably never happen in my school. So it was just really dope to see how seriously the faculty took this. And even though Hazel didn't ruin her classmates' project, she realizes that her words hurt just as much as the act. And in the end, she realizes that she doesn't have to be ashamed of her heritage, and she goes on and tells the truth to her classmates. Now it's time to talk about what Paige goes through in season 2 of Degrassi. In this season, Paige deals with SA. And it is really unfortunate how timeless these series of episodes are. I really appreciate how Paige's friends were there for her during all of this. They shared their thoughts and feelings, but they let her process everything on her own and in her own time. And they didn't pressure her. They followed her lead. And when she was ready to go to a counselor, they supported her. Later on in the season, we see that she is still keeping up with her appointments, but she thinks she's fine until the guy comes back to the school. And again, her friends are there for her. And even JT steps in and tries to protect her. And in the end, she makes the decision that she wants to press charges against him. Now, this is a heavy storyline, and I feel like the show really did try to handle it with care. And they really tried to show us what it's like for someone who's going through SA.